We'll call the meeting to order. If everybody can please take off your hats, stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, and then stay standing for the invocation. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Lord, we ask you to look over our association and its members, allow the association to make its best decisions for its members, and we ask that you provide good health to all of our members, and we ask that you provide this summer to be safe for them as well. In your name we pray. Okay, sorry about that. We'll try that one. Okay, so minutes from the previous meeting. So did everybody get a chance to look at the minutes from the previous meeting? Turn the volume down. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from the previous meeting?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
A second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, financial report.
You had a chance to get financial report over on the counter. I'm happy to say that 8 of the 9 categories were doing better than we did last year and better than the budget. And particularly the net income for the total, we budgeted almost 26,000. We're at almost 172,000 so far this year. That's all I have.
Okay, manager's report. Tracy.
Assessments are past due and accruing late fees. Be sure to get your permits and keys this year. The pool will open on Friday. Members are free.
Try it.
Okay. Assessments are past due and accruing late fees. Be sure to get your permits and keys this year. The pool will be open Friday. Members are free and guest costs $3 unless the purchase is made from the snack bar, and then the guest fee will be waived. I would like to say thank you to Dave and Becky for painting the pool bathrooms. They look fabulous. We have a couple of fundraisers going to help pay down the line of credit. We have our change drive and our aluminum can drive. So far we have raised $101. You can drop off your aluminum cans at either clubhouse. As the holiday approaches, please remember and remind guests that the speed limit on both properties is 20 miles per hour. Dogs must be leashed and in total control of the owner while on common properties. We had our spring cleaning event this past weekend. It was successful again. Nick, do you have the numbers of what was hauled off?
8,620 pounds of construction debris and 4,360 pounds of tires.
Awesome, thank you. We had our second court date for foreclosures in Bourbon County last Monday. We received another judgment on one more property, and the final 2 were continued till July. For the quarterly maintenance report, the road grader was serviced on December 10th of 24. It received new belts, new tires, AC compressor, and new blades. This is on a 5-year service plan. Its next service is scheduled for December of 29. The dump truck was serviced on January 3rd. It received new fluids, new power steering pump, and new belts. This is on a service schedule of every 6 months. It is scheduled to be serviced again in July. The Bobcat was serviced in March of this year. Every 50 hours, fluid level checks and wheel nut tightening, and every 100 hours, we check the hydraulic hose and tube line checks. Fluid levels in the final drive and transmission, and every 250 hours or 12 months, engine oil and filter change. Every 500 hours, hydraulic filter change, and check accessor drive belt. In the 6800 JD mower was serviced on January 10th. Decks were welded, new fluids and new blades. It's serviced every 150 hours. The LS tractor was serviced December 24th. New fluids, new radiator hoses, new tires, new blades. It is serviced every 150 hours. The Fairway mower we got was serviced in April. It is scheduled to be serviced every 100 hours. The Maverick Bad Boy was serviced in July of 24. It is scheduled to be serviced again in July. Hidden Valley Tractor was last serviced in November of 24 and is scheduled to be serviced every 200 hours or 12 months. And the Hidden Valley mower is scheduled to be serviced next week, and it is scheduled to be serviced every 150 hours.
Who does the service?
Our maintenance.
Or maintenance?
It varies based on the piece of
most
equipment.
Of the equipment, our road grader is outsourced.
How many do you have under maintenance? Like, how many people work?
How many what?
Maintenance workers?
Oh, what do we have now? 6?
Yeah, let's see. 7
7.
total between both lakes.
And we're looking still, right?
Yeah.
So. That's all you got?
Yep.
Okay. Old business covenants and restrictions update. We haven't really done anything. We're still looking for volunteers for that. So if you want to put your name in the hat to help when we rewrite the covenants and restrictions, that process is starting. So it will be on there as we move forward. The next thing is the STEC building permit. This is the one where the setbacks of the property and the topography of the property do not match, or our 25-foot setback and the topography of the land does not allow him to reach the 25-foot setback to abide by our covenants and restrictions. So that he had come and asked if there was anything that the board can do as far as that. The board does have the ability to, in extreme circumstances, to bypass the covenants and restrictions to allow for certain changes to be made to the setbacks requirement. When these lakes were originally formed, the plat maps actually had a easement that was included per lot. So the triangle lots, it was 25 feet. Or the rectangle lots, it was 25 feet, and then when you got into the more odd-shaped lots, those really changed based off of the shape of the land. Some of them are 15 feet, some of them are 10 feet. It just really depends based on that. At some course through the association made the decision to just make it a flat 25 foot with the allowing of the board to make the decision to change that. So Chris has asked us if we would be willing to go out, take a look at his lot, see if he could make it within the setbacks of the original plat maps. I am going to say that I feel like we should make this concession just because of the simple fact that the association should not deem lots unbuildable based off of our rules and regulations. And I think that when the association tells a member that we have certain rules in place, you have to abide by those rules while you're building your house. The member comes to you and says, I can't build a structure because of the way my lot is formed. I think we should have a right to say, okay, let's not go back. Let's go back to the original covenants for your lot. We understand that it may not work for all cases. I don't know that we want to go down the path of telling people their lots are not usable, because that's an essence of what you're doing. So that's my view. They can speak, and we'll open it up for the board to talk and see what they want to do, so.
It's my understanding, well, I know it is, the lot itself is a triangular shape,
Yep.
too, which creates some difficulty
And it is on a dead-end road,
on dead-end road.
at the very northern edge of the property.
I've been up there and I've viewed the
the bottom
property, and I agree that it's a problem that we need to make a decision.
Okay. Katie, do you have anything? You're good? Okay, so what we will need to do then is make a motion to approve Chris's building permit, and that would be to approve it with the setbacks from the original plat map, and then our board signature will be required on that building permit. So if I can get a motion to approve Chris Stack's building permit.
I'll make a motion to approve the permit.
Okay, second. Justin seconds. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Motion carried. So if you can get us the building permit, we'll get the signatures on that. Executive session, I'm going to ask that we go into executive session for not more than 10 minutes. So if I could get a motion to go into executive, and that's for personnel.
I motion we go into executive session for 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We'll call the meeting back to order. In executive session, we discussed personnel. Appropriate action was taken, and we will move forward. So, new business, open board position. Russell Gray had some life changes and submitted his resignation from the board. So, there's really not much to talk about. He's a couple states away, so I will need a motion to accept his resignation as a board member.
I make a motion to accept Russell Gray's resignation.
Okay, do I get a second?
I'll second.
Okay, got a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that motion carried. So going forward, how this will work is we're asking for volunteers just like any other time. We'll ask for volunteers, put your name in. At the next meeting, the board will go into executive session like we have all the other times and decide who that is. So if anybody is interested in the board meeting for the remainder of Russell's term, which was up until January of this year, I'm just trying to get a date. 1, 2, it's on the 16th, so what do you think, the 13th?
Yeah.
Okay. So if we can have all letters of interest, biographies for the open board position in by June 13th, that would be appreciated. That's a Sugar Valley, yeah, that is a Sugar Valley position. So it would have to be a member from Sugar Valley. The next thing we have is driveway restrictions and building permits. I'm usually on top of things, but the painting of the bathroom is tied up my last couple days, so I'm going to read this off my phone. I usually print it off copies. You guys all got a copy of it. Did you get a chance to read it?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll read it, and then we can kind of go from there, discuss it, hash things out, go from there. Driveway construction rules and regulations. And so this would be driveway approach permits would be required when installing new driveways. Members must complete a building permit to construct a new driveway. Driveway permit fees are as followed. The driveway only permit would be $15, and a driveway that is included on a building permit would be included with the building permit fee. So if you are building a house and you put your driveway on that building permit, you don't have to pay anything extra. Any driveway approach constructed must provide access to private property adjacent to a association-owned street or roadway. Private driveway approach access onto non-association-owned roads is prohibited. No driveway approach shall be constructed which will interfere with public facilities, including light poles, signs, underground pipes, or other necessary street structures without the concurrence and writing of the agency responsible for the affected facility. Digger's hotline should be utilized anytime excavation work is needed. To prevent encroachment on an adjacent property, the entire driveway approach, including the flared portions, must be constructed on the member's property frontage. Adequate drainage structures are required. Drainage structures should be installed in a size and manner that provides adequate drainage and does not change or interfere the flow of water runoff. The cost of construction of all driveway approaches and necessary materials thereto shall be the responsibility of the owner. Any questions? Board? Public?
That's great.
Say that in layman's terms, like if
All right.
you own a building and you didn't have a driveway put in from the road.
So, yes, so you own a bare lot, and you're not putting anything on it, you just want a driveway. You get with Tracy, get the building permit, draw your driveway out on the building permit, pay $15. If you're building, let's say you have a lot, you're going to build a house, or you're going to put a shed or some other structure on it that requires you to get a building permit anyways. If you include that driveway on that building permit, there's no additional fees.
Yeah, I think it ought to probably include your drainage pipe or whatever, maybe a size, so that
Well,
we can
that-
make sure the volume.
Yes, that would have to be, the association would have to come back and tell them the size that we
Okay.
would recommend for that. So do we have any questions? So I guess if not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the driveway construction rules and regulations.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, do we have a second? Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Sandy Thompson, roads. I took your microphone, so you could probably,
Can I let Austin talk first?
however you want to go.
That'd be great.
It doesn't matter. I don't. Whoever wants to go first. You guys are just in order as they were put on the list, so it doesn't.
Fine, I'll let him talk first, and then I'll go after him.
Austin, we cannot hear you.
Austin Weber, Sugar Valley Lake. I've been out here for 7 years.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
Austin Weber, Sugar Valley Lake, 7 years.
It's
Austin Weber, Sugar Valley Lake, 7 years.
not really.
Okay. All right, say
It's not that. Hold on.
I'll read it.
No, I'll get it.
I know. Echo. Hello. Can you hear me? It's working.
All right. Austin Weber, Sugar Valley Lake, 7 years. And I know I haven't been here often lately, so if I'm beating the dead horse or asking the same question, I apologize. But I would like to start with a few questions for the board, and then I have a brief statement. My first question is I would like to understand who is employed to grade the roads. Who is employed to grade the roads?
Who was what?
Employed to grade the roads.
Who do we have grading the roads? Scott is part-time though, right? Scott is part-time.
Okay. And who is employed to do the ditch work?
Is that Skylar and Blake? Yeah, they've all kind of been working on it. Skylar and Blake were out there at one time. Kevin, I mean, they've all been. It's been a mix.
Skylar and who?
Blake.
Thanks.
Well, it just kind of depends on the day too.
All right. And who is employed to do the mowing on the sides of the road?
Well, that's just going to depend on who's in with the maintenance. I mean, I think Skylar and
General maintenance?
it's just general maintenance, yeah.
And do we have someone that's working on putting up the street signs and stop signs that have been run over?
If we have them recover, and if they've been reported, otherwise we reach out to the county to try to get those, and when we get them in, we put them up.
All right.
Well, hang on. So then you better address one stop sign, which has been addressed a while ago. The one off the main road coming up the dam, you come around the corner on paved road, and then it turns to gravel, and then you turn, oh my lord, I don't know those streets. Okay, you're driving up the dam, you go up and around the corner.
You're by the campground?
Up above the campground, but to the left of it. You know,
Okay.
you're headed towards my house.
Coming
Coming
toward
toward
up the hill, yeah.
East.
Past the pavement, where you turn on Elm.
At that very end of the road, there used to be a stop sign. There is none.
Is that by the Quonset?
I think,
Is that what I'm at the end?
That's at
It's
the,
your own property.
It's by the Quonset, right, on the south side of the property. Am I thinking the right age? Because that road divides off and goes around. And she's talking the far one by on Ashley's Road. Yes.
Where the new little hut was built.
Yeah, the octopus.
Thank you.
That'd be greatly appreciated.
There's a lot missing, so.
okay.
I mean,
Yep. It's quite honestly, that is one of my main safety concerns with summer upon us, with everybody driving around being able to see around the corners, having those mowed, and being able to have the stop signs in the places that they need to be for our safety, because there are several that are missing. Understandably, they may not have been reported, but that is something I feel is a big issue when people are coming around and maybe new to the area, and they don't see a sign, so they don't believe there is any reason to stop at that stop sign.
Thank you.
All right. Now, with that, I personally, for over a year, have had significant issues with getting things delivered to my property through FedEx and UPS. And the post office has said that they are working on compiling a written statement as well for their vehicles and their safety concerns. But I do have a statement from FedEx due to my personal issues that I have packages that arrive once a week, sometimes 3 times a week. Every Monday, I have a food package delivered. And due to the road issues, more times than not, that package does not get delivered on time due to their safety and their vehicles. So I am actually losing that package. That is being thrown away, and I am waiting 7 to 14 days to be reimbursed, while I am still turning around and going and buying another week's worth of food. This has been a major financial struggle for me due to our road conditions. So the operations manager from FedEx has reached out to me due to the excessive issues we've had. And I'd like to read you his email.
But you can read it. What I would really suggest, if you could just email it to me.
I would definitely give you a printed copy.
If you get others from Postal
But I do want to make everyone aware.
Yeah, if you get others from Postal Service, yes, please email those to me. I'll most definitely take a look at them.
Well, I'll give you a printed copy of that.
Yeah, you can send it to me.
Sandy, where's that at? Now, the Platten lot, is he? Do you know Platten lot?
He's next to me.
I'm flat.
No, what is he talking about, Platten lot?
Oh,
18 and 20.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Plot 20, lot 3, 18, and 20 is the ones we have. The letter from FedEx.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And honestly, they have reached out, they said they've tried to call the office multiple times along with UPS. The post office, I guess, has made contact initially prior to all of this being brought to your attention, along with, so.
Yeah, send it to me. Thank you. Then don't send it to me. I'll take my copy.
And then the last thing I would like to address.
Okay. Go ahead.
I was just curious if we could bring up the conversation of possibly having a monthly newsletter or some kind of correspondence, maybe on the official Sugar Valley Hidden Valley website that can update everybody from what's going on with the board and the office. I do understand, me personally, I'm not home enough to know what's going on in the community all the time. And there are a lot of people that can't make it out here to the board meetings to understand how things really work and what's going on. So I'm just curious if that's something that we could possibly set up on the page to communicate from the board and the office between the members.
I can say that, how long ago was it? 2 years ago, year and a half ago. 2 years ago, we tried quarterly newsletters. I'm not sure if anybody remembers those. And those seemed to work out really good. The problem was there was 2 people doing it. So, the volunteers, I mean, we're for it. I mean, if we could do quarterly newsletters again, I'd love to have quarterly newsletters again. It's just a matter of finding people to put them together and are willing to commit the time to do it, and that's truly been the issue. I mean,
on that issue, I don't mean to interrupt, and I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
But I approached Tracy on that a year or 2 ago, and I thought you guys were gonna start doing quarterly.
we were doing quarterly. We actually had them the first year, yeah.
Can I address that because I was on it?
Yeah, Becky's the one who was putting those together.
Send me So I was part of doing the quarterly newsletters, and I'll be honest, we were doing really good on it. It was me and Ashley Enzyme that were doing those, and then we had a death in the family, and Ashley was not able to do that, and then we were busy with all of that, and then I had nobody else to assist me, and between work and life with our kids, I had nobody else to assist. And so we could not continue to do those when it was just me, and nobody else wanted to step up and help. And so I did.
At board meetings?
We did ask for help.
Yeah, we've asked, and we've asked for volunteers, even like when we did to sign up for the publicity committee.
And I'm only one person.
Or actual letters?
Well, we were doing them, printing them, bringing them up to the associations.
I have 3 people talking to me.
They
at the
were
same time.
printed and to be picked up at the clubhouse. We had them available at the clubhouse.
And they were posted online, I believe, too, on the
I
website.
did, when I went to church too, and I don't, correct me if I'm wrong. I asked you because I have.
Yeah, I said, talk about that. That's okay.
They are homebound, unless somebody has them fixed it up. They don't know electronics, they don't know emails, and they barely can get out to their mailbox on a daily basis. Those kind of people are the people that I think need to be reached as well with our community, because we have a lot of middle-aged junkers that go to the clubhouse, play ball, do stuff, drink, whatever. But those old people can't get out, so those are the ones you guys really need to get to, because they've been here they were here in '76 when the place opened, and there wasn't even water.
I'll agree. We'll continue to work on that with the newsletters. I mean, if we can get them going, again, get some volunteers together. So if anybody wants to volunteer to put newsletters together, you know the people to reach out to. So I'll make that official. Was that all you had?
Well, and my final question is just where do we sit as the board? As the board, where do we sit with the road conditions and getting those up to par to make them vehicle worthy? I understand it's a big task, finances are not there. I'm just curious what our current plan is.
So, Tracy, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you want to cover that? Because I think we have a good plan this year.
Yeah, we do. We have, at least, well, we have 3 members in the community that road grade for the county, and I have 2 of them that I've got to, get back with after the holiday weekend that are gonna come in and do some work on weekends and evenings and do some proper training on the grader to our maintenance.
To train our maintenance employees?
We've got some interviews coming up. Yeah. No, we've got it out there, and I've actually got a couple of interviews this week coming up, so.
Okay.
Just so you guys know, you might go back and watch a couple of board meetings for the commissioners. They're trying to work with the lakes, and when the county order signs, they want to reach out. They want to get it implemented to reach out to the lakes, let you guys order and sign you need on the county account. It's a big discount, so you might touch base with
Jesse Walton.
Have they filled, is that Sean's replacement?
Yeah, well, temporary until they hire.
Okay. But they haven't filled a position. Okay.
Okay.
Reach out to Jesse if you guys are ready for signs, and let them know that if they get that implemented, you'd like to.
Perfect. Thank you.
I'm hitting my points. I can hand that to them. The whole thing?
Yeah.
Quarry was out of gravel there for a while,
Yeah,
too.
we couldn't get gravel at the rock quarry for about 2 months, and we were finally just able to start hauling last week. Yeah.
Sandy.
Okay. I don't need a microphone. I guess I'll just stand up and talk. My main concern are roads and signs as well. I really truly hope that you are working on something, because I did hand you our rights as homeowners due to our safety and infrastructure, let me use that great big word, okay? It has caused a lot of financial issues on repairs for multiple homeowners, businesses, and it's causing hardship for other people in the community, okay? So I truly hope that you are working on this. If not, I want the homeowners to know we do have rights. And I should probably just read them because if I don't, it's not official and it's not on record. So, sorry not to ruffle any feathers, okay? Just gonna be honest. So,
The one you want.
okay, so the HOA knows what their responsibilities are. Their responsibilities are our golf course, which costs us a lot of money and puts us in debt. Our roads, which are not maintained and haven't been.
That golf course is what brought a shitload of people down here to begin with when it was.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying that. I don't think, I'm not harshing on the golf
Everybody
people.
bitches about the golf course, but they need to get over that.
Well, I'm just saying as much as.
Okay, let's keep on topic or we're gonna move on.
So anyways, we just know that our safety, our parks and all that, I know we've had a lot of donations. I really don't know what the HOA is paid out of our money to benefit our community besides dump gravel on the road and not getting pushed away, okay? So just as members, we have the right to invest in the best interest of our community. If the HOA fails this by maintaining the roads, it could be considered a breach of duty, negligence, breach of contract, and the board's failure to act on reoccurring issues, and homeowners may consider removing the board members. Just want to make sure everybody's clear on that. I know budget's a problem. We all know it's a problem. I just don't feel like we're allocating in the right direction. So like I said, I just truly do hope that roads are the priority and the signs are a priority after. I mean, we got little riverbeds going between multiple roads that aren't even ones I drive on. I just drove up because I'm bored and it's absolutely horrible. So, I'm just speaking on everybody's road, not just mine, okay?
Well, the main point is if we don't have adequate access and safely traverse the terrain, then it makes people not want to be here and own. And I've actually sadly met a lot of people that are selling off due to lack of access or the fact of their vehicle repair costs.
But the sad part is this road issue isn't just a 2-year-old issue that
And
we
it's
face.
not
This has been a lack of maintenance for a very long time. We can look at our facilities in general. We can look at our facilities in general. You can go to the
Understandably, it's not an overnight fix.
You can go to the snack bar and you can pick 200 things that need to be fixed. You can go to the shower house and pick 200 things. You know, maintenance is one thing just upkeep, just general upkeep, a coat of paint on things. I mean, just simple things like that.
My concern is roads.
It goes to that because I mean, but my point is these are all progressive problems. These are problems that have accumulated over and over again. We are working on them.
Can I
Yes.
respond just
Yes.
real quick to that? You said that this is not a quick, it's been years over years over years. Then why haven't, I can't say you or you or you, everybody up there, but why hasn't the board dealt with this over the last years instead of continuously, and the managers and the board allow this crap to happen?
But you guys can say that we allowed that to happen, but we didn't. We've had management changes between that. So I'm just going to say that, and we're going to drop that at that. We've had multiple management changes
not my
during that.
intention.
So the board as a whole has seen there has been issues and have tried to find ways to come across to find their solutions. So that's all we're going to, I mean, we've had management changes. That's how I'm going to say on that. We are working on your roads. No, it's actively working. Yes. We, on what?
So Cindy said it's none of you guys that started.
Yeah.
It started like previously.
But we have to fix it.
So I truly hope you really.
That's what I'm saying, yes.
So I guess, Sandy, is your question, you're wanting a question, I think, out of this. Is your question, what is the steps that they're going to take forward?
I got process for that, if you know what
Well, I can tell you what we're not going to do is what we did last year, and that was throw a rock budget on the road before Memorial Day weekend and then have it washed away. And because we lost the majority of our rock budget last year. So what you're seeing now is spot filling until we can get to a point where we can actually put gravel on the road.
Spot filling.
So there is a there is, yes. We have a plan in place. We are working on it. If in a month, come back.
And then I got 2 more things, 'cause I just really.
Well, there's not 2 more things because it was roads.
No, I said roads and HOA.
Okay.
And I was very blamed.
You're gonna work.
Okay, so on the roads, I just want to suggest.
I am telling you our plan is in action.
All right.
We have a plan. If you don't like our plan, come back in June and tell us the roads aren't good. Thank you.
Moving on.
What's the moving on? The what?
Children, 2 adults in there.
Personnel, we're not discussing it. It's already been discussed, it's already been handled, we're moving on.
It shouldn't happen and it is unacceptable.
Personnel, we're
That's all
moving
I'm
on.
saying, and a dog in the workplace.
Cindy, you're up.
Whoa. I'm sorry, but a dog in the workplace.
I'm gonna ask you to either be quiet or I'm gonna ask you to leave. You are interrupting, we are trying to do business.
Okay, I'm Cindy, I'm Sugar Valley Way. My whole thing was, the rats as well.
You're on the agenda, Cindy.
It's okay,
so
I
what was
never
your
got to
agenda?
finish what I was saying.
That's what I was saying, with that they pretty much covered the road
Okay.
situation as well. What if we, when you have like committees that you sign up for, what if we have like a committee that is a road committee?
It's been brought up. We're discussing that. There's multiple factors involved behind that in general. No, it's something that we've looked at. It's something that we're actively working on. So,
Okay, another thing I have was, I think I had talked about before, and I think you kind of liked the idea, you know, being a Herber community, I don't know at Hidden Valley Lake if you guys have the grass issues that we have at Hidden Valley, where the grass is 3 foot tall, you know, and if, I know it's not your guys' responsibility to take care of it, but what about, like I had asked before, putting it into the newspaper and making it public, the houses that the grass is exceeding? You know, when I used to live in a small town, I used to do that stuff. Why can't we do that? Because these places are pretty bad, and I don't want snakes and shit coming,
you know,
coming out of other people's yards.
I would love to say at some point we might get there, you know, to that point, like we would be nitpicking about how tall somebody's grass is. I don't know that we're anywhere close to that right now, Cindy. That's my honest response. I think we have so many other things that we have to worry about, whether or not somebody mows their grass. I mean, that's just, you know, when we look at the big open fields at Sugar Valley, you know, there's some haying and that go through. I wish everybody would mow their grass. I wish everybody would, you know, haul off junk vehicles and, you know, pick up crap, but they don't. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought they couldn't have that many vehicles on their property.
But that goes back to enforcement. And do we enforce, Cindy, that goes back to an enforcement. Do we center our time in enforcing tall grass, or do we enforce it junk lots and property and, you know, those kind of things? And right now we're working on those. We may get there, I don't know. I don't know if anybody would want to live here if we got to violations or mowing grass, I don't know, so.
There's a lot of improvements that, I mean, I haven't seen a whole bunch in years. We've lived out there, but, you know, we try to maintain our whole area, mowing and keeping stuff.
It's self-pride. And you know, it goes back, and honestly, it'll go back to the things that the painting the bathhouse, or the showers and the bathrooms at the clubhouse, doing the sign out front. You know, it's really hard for me to ask my members to do something if I'm not willing to go in and scrub a toilet myself. Just so you all know, I did scrub the women's toilets. So if I am asking you guys to volunteer, I am being 100% honest, I will get dirty with you, so. Men's is done too. Okay, I scrubbed the toilet. So what I'm saying is visual things are, I mean, to me that's important. And I wish more people took pride in what they own. And I wish more people would step up. And I hope maybe me being involved in doing things, Justin being involved in doing things, maybe that will, Katie, everybody, you know.
Can they be fined at all for that?
For what?
Having a rest?
Well, I mean, nah. Okay, Cindy, do you have anything else? Cindy, did you have anything else? Were you good?
I'm good.
Okay. Committee reports. Audit, did you have anything, Mike?
No, I've talked to Dan, we're trying to set up a committee, meeting for the audit. And Dan, remember Dan is in charge
Yes.
now. I'm still working on the committee as a board representative and trying to set up a date when we can get him. I've got some company coming into town early June, so I'm trying to work that out.
Okay, no, you're fine. Hidden Valley, did I got anything over here?
Well, this weekend's Hidden Valley Days. They got quite a few events planned. Is it on? Can you hear me?
I can't even hear you.
You can't hear me? How's that? Get closer. Hidden Valley Days this weekend. I know they have quite a few events planned. Cake walk and got Trevor Holman.
I actually got it.
You got it?
Yeah, I don't need a mic.
So-
So this weekend coming up is Memorial Weekend.
Supposed to have those printed
So
off.
Friday we'll have Hidden Valley Idol at 7:30 up here.
That's one day?
Hidden Valley Idol,
On Friday?
Friday. Friday night, 7:30 up here, $20 per person. Saturday at 10 a.m., well, starting at 9, we'll have cornhole open practice, 9:30 registration, and 10 o'clock, cornhole. It's $20 a team, not $20 a person. 11 kids crafting, they'll be able to do t-shirts at no charge. We have stencils and paint and t-shirts here. We're going to do a cake walk at 3 p.m. It is going to be out there under the pavilion. Unless it rains, we'll move it in. So we are taking donations for any bakers or anyone wants to buy anything for the cake walk. And then 5 p.m. we're having the barbecue rib dinner outside on Saturday. And then we will also have the Clean the Parks. We have that at 7 p.m. And then my picture, we're also going to have Trevor Holman. That's Trevor Holman and the Haymaker. We got it 8. Sorry, my picture cut off. 8 o'clock we'll have the band up here. And then we'll also be raffling all these gift baskets that were donated by members of our community. So if you haven't bought any raffles, we've got 8 of them here. They are $1 ticket. We're going to get 26 tickets for $5. You can see me here after the meeting. What do you think? I think it's $20, right? 26 tickets for $20. I said that wrong? I said 5. Sorry. $1 ticket, 26 tickets for $20. So we'll have those raffles here. The money from that the rec committee has raised with the donations and the donations of time, a lot of committee members or community members. The playground across the road is almost complete. We're just waiting to paint, sand and paint we just got a couple things left to do over there. Some new swings, I think, and some painting. They did get the nice little playground over here by the pavilion. And then the upcoming projects we're looking with our raffles and future projects we got going on is getting some acoustic tiles in here to decrease this echo. Probably some outdoor ceiling fans over the pavilion. And then possibly we'll be discussing later on, see if we can do anything with the playground towards the beach area. So that's where all of this raffle funds and that's where everything's
I'd really like to
That's all I
speak
have.
your thing if Thank you. Acoustic tiles or something, if you're doing it all at the same time,
Yeah.
because then we don't have to carry that thing around.
Yeah,
Keep that in mind, I guess, if they get to that point.
okay.
Okay.
What's that stacker tile we have to?
It's drop ceiling.
Yeah, not just, thank you.
At Sugar Valley Rail Committee, it's a couple of weeks ago, they've had many visitors from Lynn Valley Lakes with bingo.
That was a pretty good success. They liked how we mixed up bingo, so that was pretty good. We're going to continue to invite them to come to bingo nights as Donna's guest. We can do that as it's a fundraiser. Let's see, Memorial Day weekend is this weekend, so we're doing our country potluck dinner at 6 p.m. We're going to side dish, hamburgers, hot dogs. What else is down here? Please go to the page and add how many people are coming with your party and bring what you're bringing, so that we kind of have an estimate of how much to bring or to make. Any volunteers that want to help set up and tear down is great. I think we pretty much have that covered as of now. If anybody wants to come, it'd be great. Bring games, chairs, swimsuits, as the pool does open. As Tracy stated.
Friday.
So the pool will be open. Karaoke is Friday night as well. At 7 or 5.
We'll be set up at 5. It just depends on when people start showing up, but it'll be 5 to 9. If we have enough people to justify being open later, we'll stay open for that. We're gonna have $2 tacos and $3 margaritas at the clubhouse.
And then June 14th is going to be the ice cream social. That we're going to do. And I think we're going to do a little bit extra with the ice cream social. We just haven't kind of got that all planned out yet. We'll kind of post it on Facebook as the time gets a little bit closer. It's a little bit different. That's it for the rec committee. For the publicity committee, the calendars are still for sale. I don't know if any have, if there's any up here or not.
I thought we sent some, but I don't know if they have any. I'll check and see if they have any left.
We'll make sure they have some. We'll make sure they get some.
Okay, so they'll be getting over here to Hidden Valley as well, calendars that we made up for this last year. Also, we're gonna do this, we're gonna try and get the quarterly
I don't know.
newsletter set, if somebody.
We'll see what we can do on that.
With that.
I can help you what I can.
So we can do that. And then we also have the crawfish boil that's gonna be coming up in July. It's gonna be 4th of July weekend.
July 5th is the,
July 5th is when we're gonna do that. It's gonna be $20 a ticket.
well, we don't know that yet. We'll have to check pricing.
Yeah, I
But
think we decided $20 ticket and 25 at the door this year.
we don't know.
That's kind of what we're discussing.
It'll just depend on the economy at the time.
So that's kind of how the roundabout price is what we're looking at.
Yes. Yes, you can.
What?
I mean, everybody could just eat the potatoes, because I don't eat any of that.
Well, there's the potato, the corn.
She just wants potato. That's it. She just, I think publicity committee, I don't know if there's anything else. Publicity committee,
So with the publicity committee, Dave has made some signs also, new signs around like the pool, the clubhouse, bathrooms and that kind of stuff. So we do make those signs as well. So if you see any of the new little signs hanging around.
or if you think there's one that we should have, let us know and we could probably make it.
Yeah, so the
I
publicity
got
committee
some.
does provide
Yeah,
those
let me-
as
I mean, I can
well.
do it,
I can do Russian design, you'll see if you go up to the pool. We do have those put up.
I have those big ones still.
We also did clean out the hallway from the banquet hall.
Yes.
We cleaned out the hallway from the banquet hall to go back into the bathrooms now. To the outside bathrooms, so now you can also access them from the banquet hall, you can access the bathrooms from the inside. So those that are familiar with that hallway, it is now accessible. Bathrooms are from the inside, so there's no more waiting lines. So the publicity committee did that, I'm gonna say.
Okay. Any other committee reports?
If you guys see signs that you'd like to be made, let us know.
Any other committee reports? None? Okay. Open forum, 2 minutes. Member in good standing. Name, lot, and plat number.
Jamie Crowe, lot number 15, that one, lot number 18, 85 Pheasant Road. That's all I got, guys, I don't remember. And I'm sure I didn't read the bylaws, but I'm curious as to why the person with the next highest votes doesn't come on the board, which would be Donnie Lance.
Yeah.
because your people spoke. He's cleaned up so much below the dam. And we've never, as far as any of our neighbors can remember, we've never had a member or a board member in good standing below the dam.
Yeah,
He is a great example of what we want below the dam.
unfortunately for that case, it is, our covenants and restrictions state that the board, when there's an opening in the board, it's filled by the board. That is in our covenants and restrictions.
Do you guys have Donnie's paperwork on file?
He will have to resubmit it.
I have it.
Okay, he's resubmitted it, so.
She has it.
And
have
I'll tell you, it sounds crazy, but my first year, I was voted in by the board on an off year. So that first year that I was a board member, I submitted 3 biographies. So the one I didn't get voted in on, the one that the board voted me on, then the next biography, because my term was up at the end of the year.
And like I said, I wasn't aware of the bylaws, I just wanted to make sure that
Yeah.
Donnie wasn't.
No, that's what it is. I mean, that's how they're written, so.
Okay, thank you.
You know, that would be something, if you feel that's not right, see if there's ways to change that in covenants going forward. I mean, that would be,
Just research covenant.
that would be one of those that being involved with covenants and restrictions and making that suggestion for that change. The covenants and restrictions committee, when we get that going.
Looking for volunteers?
Yep, we'll be looking for volunteers to rewrite those.
Look at him.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good.
Do you have to be current on dues to be on the board asking for a friend?
Yes.
I'm asking for the same for you.
Shelley, you haven't been to another meeting?
Okay. Jamie, you were done.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else?
If you want to be on the board, you have to submit it verbally or in writing.
In writing.
And by what? So June what?
June 13th. That's the Friday before the next meeting.
I know you all won't pick me, but I'm still going to apply.
Thank you.
If you don't like me,
You have something too?
I speak the truth.
Jane Crone, it's plat 18, lot 90, 81 and 92. Just for the record, I just wanted to say something nice, actually, that the snack bar, since Kaylee's been doing it, it's like the people that answer the phone are professional. They don't just answer the phone, what? They answer the phone, Sugar Valley Clubhouse, they give their name, everybody's dressed appropriately, the service is good, the prices have come down, the specials are great. I just wanted to say it's been a nice change.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, Iverson was going to go.
Okay, if you have any interest, the American Legion from Lynn County, Post 248, is going to be involved in memorial ceremonies at Prescott on Saturday at 10 o'clock at the cemetery, on Saturday the 25th at Pleasanton at the cemetery, and on Monday the 26th at the cemetery at 11 o'clock. If you have any interest, we'd like to see you there. We'll be involved in that, and there'll be presentations. Also, the American Legion is having a breakfast every month, and we changed it from the first Saturday of June to May 31st because we had the building rented out on that first Saturday. So pancakes and sausage, 31st of May, 7 to 10. If you're interested, we'd love to have you. Sandy was there last time. We really appreciated seeing Sandy there. Thank you. Yes, and so it helps support. It's a free will donation, so pay what you can.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Donnie Moats.
Donnie Moats, lot 18, 101. I want to back her up in the clubhouse. It looks nice. It's great atmosphere now with people in there. Very professional. And Skyler's been working his ass off trying to get things improved around here. Tracy's done an amazing job since she's been here. I've been to the guy that was drunk here today. The guy that was embezzling money. So Tracy's done an excellent job here. Coming here to personally attack employees during board meetings, right? We're here to unite and work together.
Thank you. No. Earl?
I'm gonna yell, Earl Cafe, Valley Lakes, lot 7, 75, 76, 77. Been here for a while, and I was saying it was over. Has this board been given any thought to changing the speed limits or doing things? This association has grown fastest. I've said it all. Got these people, nobody pays any attention to the speed limits anyhow. Nobody. So anyway, my suggestion is to reconsider the speed limits, maybe taking them down to 15 miles per hour. My suggestion is to add more stop signs. I know that's an expense, but it might be a safety expense. Because there's several places here on Ware Road that you can have stop signs, but people aren't going to go there.
Well, I don't think it'll stop. I mean, that's the other thing too.
Most of them don't stop anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same one. I mean, I'm not going to maintain it's the same one. But anyway, I just give you that. And my second thing is on our debt. Are we seriously, we're going to pay our debt down with beer cans?
You know, we're not just servicing with beer tabs. What's the total? It was on the board up there, right? 21,000.
Yeah, like with the payment and stuff that we made.
With our payment and that, we've reduced that amount 21,000 this year.
If we're in debt like we are, we have no chance of succeeding. I don't care what intelligence you guys try to throw at us. We have no chance of succeeding as long as we're in debt.
And we're working on that. And we will definitely take the speed limit thing into consideration.
Plan on when the debt's going to be over.
When the what?
When the debt's going to be over, when are we planning on paying it off and not adding it?
Well, I think
Not adding to it.
what?
We're not adding to it.
Yeah, we're not adding to our debt. I mean, that's the one thing you have to remember. We've added nothing to the line of credit since
Yeah.
2 years ago. It was last year, we didn't use it all, so we're not incurring any additional debt on the line of credit aside from the interest payments. We have passed around various ideas of, you know, do you put it back out for vote? Do you do a look at another increase? We've talked about the assessments. It's not even doing a special assessments. It's not even a capital improvement that we're currently working on, so that causes issues as well. It's not just take it out to vote, let the members vote on it. We need 180,000 to let them pay it off. There's other things like we can't do a special assessment for the line of credit because it's not a capital improvement now. So it can't be just that. It has to be tied into something else or like rolled into an overall increase of an annual assessment.
I'm going to make a suggestion to the board members you can do it and develop. All you got to do is get on the internet, look it up. What is an HOA? Spell it out. And look at the other one that said, what the promise of an HOA. I think it will change the minds of that.
Thank you, Will.
We do it. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
You go ahead first, I'll go next.
Is there a way that we can, like, as members, do like donations of baskets? And have those auctioned off, like, get a few.
Oh, absolutely. We're open for it.
And all our proceeds from that?
I don't know that there's any board member here that will deny somebody's volunteering time or donation of any sort. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Well, hold on. Jerry.
Austin Webb.
Or Austin, sorry.
Lot 20, lot 20. Correct me if I'm mistaken, I was told that there is a document called Roger's Rules that outlines how to conduct a board meeting.
But there absolutely is. And the board meeting is to conduct business.
Correct.
And we are conducting business.
Correct. I'm curious, is there a place that we can access that document?
Through a website, you want to the internet?
Or is there any?
It'd be open meetings act is what it would be.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to look up Kansas Open Meetings Act. Make sure there's specific for each area because there is a difference on village and the other. Okay, we'll get that looking to see what we can do with that.
When can that be available to us?
We'll see what we can find. I can't give a timeline on
It
this.
is a document that we do have,
Do we have that document? I can't answer that for you.
but you do know it.
Oh, I know that, and I'm familiar with Open Meetings Acts too. Yep. Send it.
You said stuff about negativity in that. Sometimes you get frustrated when it's been the same thing. Oh, you haven't been to every board meeting for years.
So, Cindy, are you addressing the board or Donnie?
Yeah, I'm addressing the board.
Okay.
Yeah, so listen up.
Well, I was just curious because you said you haven't been, and that is not a comment directed towards the board.
Okay, well, there are certain people that say that, that we are being very negative, but after so many years of coming to board meetings and not getting direct answers to certain questions, and they're repeated questions, just like years ago about things, dropping on the curb, you guys are doing the bulletin, and that's awesome. But, the roads have been brought up for a long time, the bathhouses have been brought up for a long time, the trash stuff has been brought up for a long time, but we get tired of not getting a direct answer from the board member, because we pay to be out here as well, and I guess I just don't like to be told that, because I care about my stuff. And I care about the way things, go around and that, so.
I can say this until I'm as blue as this wall. Personnel will not be discussed in an open meeting. It will not be discussed.
There's actually a Kansas law.
There's actually, what do you call that?
I don't know.
I think it's more than me. But anyways, so personnel is not going to be discussed. We have many avenues that you can discuss, that you can bring on complaints to a board member. If it's a general employee complaint, not management, not anything like that, go to Tracy. If it's a problem that you have with Tracy, there's 5 board members that you can send an email to. You can pick up the phone and call. You can reach out to them. They then will come to the other board members and discuss your concerns with them.
I usually go to you.
That's fine.
Because you're the only number or the only one I know how to get in touch with. I don't know how to get in touch with.
I'll give you the others. I'll even get your phone and put them on speed dial for you. There's certain things that we're not going to discuss. And if we continue to bring those discussions up, it's only going to irritate us. Because those have already been addressed, and as members, we're not going to discuss personnel.
The board members' emails are listed on our website. If you go out to our website, all of their emails are listed.
Well, I have to figure list on that.
And so
come and see me and I'll show you where to find them, okay?
Bigger staff had to show me all the things, pictures too.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm just not
Sandy.
All of that. She's awesome, because I just want to thank the beautification team for donating, by the way, all of their time and effort, donating is the key word, all of their time and energy in beautification and stuff. You have made Sugar Valley, you have made Sugar Valley, that beautification thing look beautiful. If we could all put in the effort that some of these great committees, even that committee with the whole baskets, and I think Hidden Valley does great over here, but you know what, I like Hidden Valley a little bit better than I like Sugar Valley right now, so I'm gonna be honest. And I don't like the way you treated me, okay? So, on that note, members do have a right to know what is going on in management. We give you a job. So, for you to treat me the way you treated me was very disrespectful.
It was disrespectful to come in here. It was disrespectful to come in here and to raise your voice, about something we were not going to discuss. That's the problem, Sandy. We had already said it. We're not going to go. We're done. If this is the way this is going to go, we're done.
So you're telling
I'm gonna say all you're here is to all of you, Sandy, can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I need to know this for help.
I make a motion to adjourn. Can I get a second? Adjourn the meeting. We got a second, motion second, all in favor? Aye. Meeting's adjourned.